Welcome to another installment of The Angry Lieutenant. Now I'd like to mention that any money that this channel makes ever in the future, if we ever make any money, all post-tax dollars will go to organizations such as the Wounded Warrior Project or mental health outreach programs for the military or their family members. Now today's topic is, so you're a junior leader, just got to your unit, and you have a problem child. Now, chances are if you're a junior leader and you're dealing with your first problem child, there's a good chance that you're gonna fuck this up. And the reason why is you may just be a little bit overzealous. You may just be a little bit over anxious to make a good first impression, to set the tone in your organization, in your section, in your platoon, or what have you. And you may suffer from a little bit of overreach. Be careful in what may possibly be a very subjective assessment of someone's behavior and possibly work ethic, as opposed to a transgression of military and civilian law. Now I actually have a little bit of a subjective criteria for someone who I think is a dirtbag, vice being a problem child. A dirtbag to me is they've committed thievery. They're a racist. They've involved themselves in some form of terrorism, whether local, tactical, or strategic. They're involved in sedition. They've committed actions that have caused harm to soldiers. They have sexually assaulted or have not reported a sexual assault. They've gotten a DUI, or they've done drug abuse or the sale of drugs. And in this day and age, we have to be very conscious that I'm not so sure that marijuana is drug abuse anymore. In fact, I would actually tell you, me personally, I don't think marijuana is drug abuse. But I don't want to digress. Now, here are some things that I think don't make someone a dirtbag. It doesn't even make them a problem child. But you, full of piss and vinegar, you just want people to live in your image, in your section. Well, it just isn't going to happen. Now, if someone fails their PT test, I don't consider them a problem child. I consider them someone who just can't pass the PT test right now. Now, as a junior leader, you're probably going to put an overweighted value on the PT test. Now, take into consideration if you came out of one of the service schools or one of the West Point or the Naval Academy, or you came out of some other training program, if you're enlisted, you came out of one of the enlisted schools, you have had a lot of time to get physically fit. Now, some of these soldiers, private first class, E4, they may not have been very active before they joined the military. My personal opinion, not being able to pass the PT test makes someone a dirtbag. Now, we can debate that all day long, but we won't. There's also gender, sexual identity, LGBTQ, sexual preference, race, ethnicity, economic background, physical appearance. These things, I shouldn't even say that does not make them a problem child or does not make them a dirtbag. But when you characterize a soldier that you're dealing with, that you're doing some sort of UCMJ with, and you characterize them, let's just say, oh, I'm going to put that fat fuck out the army, then I think the problem might be you, or at least half you. And then I won't go into any of the other slurs that it's possible to characterize a soldier as. And then you may have a soldier that has the inability to perform their duties within their MOS. Now, we would say, well, that's a given. That's what they signed up for. They went through basic and AIT, or they went through their OBC. They should be able to do their MOS. They should be able to do the duties within their skill level. But let's keep in mind that recruiters, they don't give a damn. They're just trying to make their numbers. And then that young man or woman ends up on your doorstep and the buck has now stopped with you. So I think you need to be a little prudent when you're deciding whether someone is a problem child versus a dirtbag. Now, if you'll notice, I am not trying to give you the step 1, step 2, step 3 about how to deal with a dirtbag, which, to be quite honest with you, I feel a little uncomfortable using that term. And I'm not trying to give you the step-by-step, here's how you put them out, here's how you rehabilitate them, here's how you do this. You can get that from your unit. The purpose of my little channel is to discuss and hit on those things that you may not hear from your chain of command, you may not hear from FMs and stuff like that because it's too politically correct to even touch upon it. So that's what I want to bring to bear for this channel. Now, there are some important considerations to make when you're dealing with a human being. The first of all is, don't take your soldier's performance personally. This is not you we're trying to make better. We're trying to help someone be the best version of themselves. And again, don't let your command or those lower ranking soldiers or peers convince you to treat that soldier harder than they need to be treated. Because, you know, there's a lot of bullying that goes on in a unit. Your peer group might be saying, oh, I wouldn't put up with that shit in my section. I wouldn't put up with that shit in my unit. I'd put their ass out. Well, you don't know what they do. So fuck them. You do what you think you need to do. But again, be very prudent and be very cautious in going above and beyond and committing overreach. You don't know what that soldier's going through. You don't know what they went through before you adopted them. Your outward actions could cause bullying within the unit. If you walk around saying, I'm gonna get rid of that fat fuck, dirtbag, motherfucker, don't treat it like you're in the Knights Templar or some shit, like they did not meet our criteria, take a sword, you know, whatever. Man, listen, it's an admin action. Try to deal with that human being like it's an admin action. You know, we're always trying to rehabilitate before we do anything else. And then the last, but the most important consideration is you are dealing with someone's daughter or son. Just as when someone deals with you, and invariably, statistically, someone is going to be dealing with your ass, you want to be dealt with respect. Just a little bit of R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Treat that son or daughter like you would want your son or daughter treated. And if nothing else, that soldier will depart that unit or that section feeling like they've at least got their self-respect intact. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not dealing with a dirtbag. You're just dealing with a problem child who may not have quite fit into that little square peg. So have a great day, and I'll be talking to you soon.